Spencer, you said this weekend you expected to see a motivated Ovechkin after how the playoffs ended last year. Is this kind of what you envisioned?
Yeah, I thought made a couple of big plays for us tonight. Was physical, set the tone. First period, he was leading the charge and dragging guys into the fight.
Spencer, just the overall game, he'll get the headlines because of the goals, but do you think he had an impact on the game?
Yeah, I thought their line was solid. I thought Beauvillier stuck out to me. Thought he was really strong tonight. Thought he did a lot of good things from a forecheck, puck possession, moving his feet. I liked their line. Yeah, I thought they did a lot of good things. And then because you can't, this time of year, it's going to be really hard to evaluate goals and assists. It's just it's tight out there, and so if you just look at the box score and you just evaluate if they had points, even strength. I know I'm not referring to them because they obviously score in overtime and they get the power play stuff, but you got to evaluate. Were they controlling play? Did they do some things from a forecheck, O-zone, sustained pressure standpoint? I thought they did that tonight.
Spencer, what did you guys get away from in the third period that went away from the success you'd had in the first two?
Yeah, I thought we started to overcomplicate it a little bit. We got away from it, and you got to give them credit, right? They push, they're down, we know what's coming. Didn't like how we handled it, and I thought we it's just a good example. It's a good learning experience for us, for some of our younger guys that are going through this. It's you can change momentum. It's such a fine line. 2 or 3 plays, and next thing you know, and you look at how the second goal. Go back to that film and watch a few sequences before, and you can see it coming. You can see it because there's a couple mismanagement of plays that end up leading to bad things, and so it's so hard this time of year. You just got to be consistent with it. You got to do it shift after shift after shift after shift, and I thought we got away from that in the third period. Credit to our guys for resetting in the intermission and refocusing, and because I felt like even after they tied it up, I was trying to drum up some energy on our bench because there was a lot of poor me. And now all of a sudden we've blown a 2-goal lead, and so we needed to regroup there and find ourselves again and get ready to whatever's happened doesn't matter. That's playoff hockey. You're going to be in some situations that are difficult. You're going to face adversity, and you've got to find a way out of that. You've got to find a way to win your next shift, and I thought our guys did a real good job of that in overtime.
Spencer, you mentioned obviously what changed a little bit in the game. How important was the physical play from the outset?
Yeah.
Bo had one, Duhaime had one, Dowd had one, a couple other guys had one specifically in the first period to just get you guys into the game.
I thought that first period was one of the best first periods we played in probably a month, maybe 2 months. I thought it was just picture perfect from exactly what we wanted to do to start the series, to start the game, home ice, physicality, puck management, good productive shifts, attacking the net. And that's where another learning part of that is we have a lot of good chances to get that game to 3. And that's, you get that to 3, and now we're talking about a different ball game. It stays at 2, another scoring chance. Those are, when you can stretch that to 3, that's a big goal or big moment. You get a 2-on-1, you get an opportunity in the slot. So the start laid the foundation, and now just got to string that together. And teams are going to push. The momentum's going to change, and they're going to get opportunities in that, but you just don't want it to go on for a full period like I felt like it did tonight.
Yeah, just further to that, you talked about chipping away at belief.
Yeah.
Where do you think you landed by the end of the night in that process?
Well, anytime you win a game, game one is a big game, and to win in overtime because them coming back. One thing I've learned about their coach, their team, this team will not go quietly into the night, and they've shown that over the last 2 months of the way that they've played. So if we think for a second, yeah, you've chipped away, you've laid a foundation, you've won one game, but I have no doubt that they probably walk out and they probably have a team meeting tomorrow, and they probably have confidence coming out of game one in our building we had them right there. We played 1 period out of 3, those types of things. So if we know we have our hands full, and we're going to see a better first period from them in game 2. I guarantee it. And that's on us to counter that and know that that's coming and not drop our guard.
When you mentioned you maybe saw the tying goal coming, I think it was the same sort of forecheck play. I think Carlson got it on the wall and sent it back. How did you see them attacking that play? Like, did you not like seeing the same thing happen twice in a row, basically?
You know what I saw, and I'm gonna have to go back through the film, but an interesting thing that's gonna happen through the series is that Suzuki, like their line has one shift and they can almost go 2 shifts, like because they get a counter puck. They already were in the offensive zone for whatever 40, 45 a minute. We're trying to get people off, and they counter and go right back to work in the offensive zone for another 30 seconds. So their ability to sustain shifts and play a minute 10, minute 20. There's a couple instances in the game where I was like, they're still out on the ice, even after a full ozone shift where guys are normally changing. That I'll have to go back through the shift, but that's what I saw is they just quickly countered, and you think their shift's over, and it certainly was not. And then we're back on our heels, and the goal itself, I mean, we're just in scramble mode there. The coverage goes out the window in that instance, but I think there's some things that go on prior to that game, or prior to that goal, that need to be corrected, and we need to do a better job with.
Seems like there were a couple times in there where your guys weren't too happy with how a call went. What's your approach in moments like that?
Our players were with ref calls.
Felt like there was a couple where they were asking for calls and they didn't get them.
Our guys are never really happy when I thought the refs did a good job tonight. I thought it was under control. I thought as the temperature escalated, I thought they did a good job. They took the Radish and Slavkovsky. I thought that sort of simmered things down after there were a few scrums. I thought the officials did a pretty good job tonight. Well, you're always going to go out of games where you feel like you earned a few more calls. They probably feel the same way, or their players probably feel the same way. But I thought the officials did a good job tonight.
Spencer, just the decision to go with Thompson, what went into it, and how did you think he did?
2 things. Coming back from the injury, felt like he looked good the last couple days, felt good. Our goalie coach, Scott Murray, had a lot of confidence in him and the way that he looked, so that's priority number 1. And then the second point, because we also have Charlie Lindgren, who's a fantastic goalie and has had a good season as well, we just went and I decided that Logan has had a phenomenal year and deserved to start game 1 of the playoffs for us.
Couple quick ones, if I could.
Yeah.
Number 1, Big Al, is his status after the third period incident, and your thoughts on how he played and how much value there was in him getting those 4 games last year.
Significant dental work required, and I thought he was good tonight. I thought coming into the lineup, I know he's played, 3 games down the stretch. I thought this was one of his strongest games, and we needed it, and he did a good job. He defended well, had some good situations down low that I'm thinking of in the defensive zone, move pucks. Like, that's what you want. You just want reliable minutes, and I thought Al provided that tonight.
And you mentioned the first period being one of your best in a while. I agree with that. It seemed like breakouts were a huge part of that. How replicatable, for lack of a better word, do you feel like that's going to be going forward in the series? Because it seemed like it slipped in the last 40 or so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a evolving process because they're making adjustments, we're making adjustments, so it's never going to be we've got them figured out now. It's going to be you have to stay on it. Maybe they make an adjustment with their F3, maybe they decide to go a little bit more aggressive with their D down, whatever it might be. So it's you have to break the puck out. I know that, and that's where we rely on our habits as a team of whatever the pressure looks like, whatever they're coming with, we should have outs and we should have communication. Should have guys in good spots. And that's, through a series as teams are getting comfortable with one another and learning each other and making adjustments here and there, that's what we rely on as a team. Thanks.